Please. The show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Medication time.
Hey, it's the tattooed madman Psycho Mike, welcoming you to this edition of my twisted world of Masters of Mayhem right here. And you never know what you're going to find here when I'm on the air. So on that note, I want you to sit back, rip the top off a cold one, roll up a fatty, and enjoy this edition of Psycho Mike's twisted world of Masters of Mayhem.
But I just gotta know one thing. Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Thrust off from floor! And you're watching Psycho Mike kicking ass!
Big Gang the Mighty from 4, and you're watching Psycho Mike kicking ass on
Well, I'm sitting here jamming with the Kiss from your bandits! And you're watching Psycho Mike kicking ass on Masters of Mayhem! Masters of Mayhem are in the house! The Masters of Mayhem! That's right! Any way you look at it, we're down with you, because you're down with the clowns!
No, and forever.
This is Violent J, the Insane Clown
That's too dope, and when we're in Cleveland, that's all we watch, brother. We check out the Masters of Mayhem.
That's right! Professional wrestling at its best! Masters of Mayhem, brother! You better recognize Masters of Mayhem and Violent J! Stranglemania style, brother!
Oh, yeah.
Telling you, it is your main maniac, the Ghoul, and we're all gonna watch Psycho Mike beat the cheese whiz out of each and every opponent on the Masters of Mayhem Wrestling.
Hey!
How you doing?
Sherry, the one and only Sister Sherry Martell. Cleveland, Ohio, the Masters of Mayhem Wrestling, the only professional wrestling that has been here in the last 5 years, where you ought to go now. Bye!
We're going to watch Masters of Mayhem Wrestling.
Masters of Mayhem
Where you ought to be.
Where you ought to be. You're watching Masters of Mayhem.
Everybody stay tuned. You never know who you're going to see on Masters of Mayhem or what you're going to hear on MMS.
Then alongside Sensational Summer. Cleveland. What's happening? It's the tattooed madman Psycho Mike along with Team Law's Cat. Stay tuned, Cleveland. Thank you.
This thing's...
What's happening, Cleveland? It's the tattooed madman Psycho Mike. Here along with Team Law's Bobcat.
We'll see that fight. Don't forget, you'll be seeing me down here in Cleveland in Madness Mayhem.
Cleveland! It's Tater! I'm
Mayhem wrestling. You can't beat it with a stick. You can't whip it with a switch. Don't even try. Give it right break it. Yeah!
Macho Man Randy Savage, and you are watching the Masters of Mayhem in Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, yeah, dig it.
Hearing all the time. What? Hallelujah! Got a brand new dance! It's called a bird! Woo! The Masters! One break!
This is Orange Sheik. You are watching Master Maho Wrestling. Don't talk.
This is the Orange Sheik, Olympic champion, WWF champion, world champion, and you are watching Master of the Wrestling Maha. No, especially in the Cleveland, Ohio, people know Orange Sheik was a champion, and still I'm a champion, Olympic. My pleasure to come to the Cleveland, Ohio, to show all my wrestling fans. Orange Sheik was a champion, and still I'm champion. Look at me, Ya Allah. Now you know what I'm talking about. I'm the real champion. Cleveland, Ohio. My intelligent wrestling fans know about the Iron Sheik.
This is Axe Demolition, and you're watching the Masters of Mayhem Wrestling.
Go, Mike, and you're watching Masters of Mayhem Wrestling.
This is Typhoon, the natural disaster, and you're watching Masters of Mayhem Wrestling.
Hey, this is the tattooed madman Psycho Mike with some wrestling fans.
Hi, my name's Branya. We find girls like us watching
Masters of Mayhem Wrestling.
Whoa! G'day, mate! I'm Butch that Cutawoo! We're the Bushwhackers! Yeah! And when we're in Cleveland, we watch Masters of Mayhem! We never, ever take our eyes off the Masters of Mayhem! Love you, baby! Yay!
Just what do people think of Masters of Mayhem Wrestling after just one viewing?
I like it.
And so will you. Check out Masters of Mayhem Wrestling, Music, and Chaos.
Stinky fucker. Check out Psycho Mike's Twisted World of Masters of Mayhem Underground TV.
Oh!
Son of a bitch. Are we on?
Of course we are.
It's time!
I want you to sit back, rip the top off a cold one, roll up a fatty, and enjoy this edition of Psycho Mike's Twisted World of Masters of Mayhem
Underground TV.
Whee!
All highlights. So, sit back, rip the top off the floor, and enjoy this week's edition of Masters of Mayhem Wrestling. Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year!
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
The year is 1969. Great events are happening. Richard M. Nixon is President of the United States. The Vietnam War is at its peak. Students demonstrate against the war. Man sets foot on the moon. And in Cleveland, Ohio, another historic event takes place. SuperHost premieres on Channel 43. The TV industry is never the same. And now, 20 years later, to mark one of Cleveland's longest-running shows, your host for tonight's program, the man of the hour, SuperHost.
Hello there, and welcome to my 20th anniversary special. Say, looking at that open, it seems like 1969 was just a few years ago. And time sure flies when you're having fun. Right, Super Boss? Anyways, Soup brought out the old scrapbook. And we'll take a look at how it all got started right after this. 43 was just 1 year old. We'd recently moved out of the bowling alley next door and into this new and modern studio on D Drive in Parma. Well, Soup had been working as a station pronouncer and floor director. Now, floor director, that's the guy that stands around on the floor out in the studio with a clipboard and a headset on in communication with the control room, and he tells the people out in the studio what to do, okay? I was doing that on a show called The Big Beat Dance Party, and I was standing out here and they were adjusting the lighting on me, and people in the control room, the director was telling me that I was unzipped, and the studio was full of people, and I got embarrassed, and it must look real funny because I could hear them laughing in the control room. So anyway, the boss came up and asked me to come up with an idea for a character to host a movie on Saturday afternoon, and a lot of people and myself got together one night, and we did a pilot show, and that was the creation of SuperHost. And we were never supposed to air this, but here's a little bit of that pilot show that we did on that Sunday night at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances completely within our control, Channel 43, in its continuing effort to bring you the best, has spared every expense to bring you SuperHost. Mild-mannered television director Henry Brookerstein utters the magic word sponsor and becomes SuperHost.
Hi. Hi. I'm SuperHost, and I host a movie. And I have got a whole bunch of telegrams here from people congratulating me on my new show. For instance, here's one that says, "Dear SuperHost, I'm so happy to hear about your new show. Signed, Joe Skuniak." And here's one that says, "Monsieur Emmett," signed, Charles D. Crowley. Never heard of him. Here's one, "So happy you have a new show all to yourself," signed, Brandon DeWilder. Here's one. "Do you remember that night in Mallorca?" Signed, Raquel Welch. Now we have one from a guy by the name of Nixon. "Dear SuperHost, if you ever get to Vietnam, be sure to remind them that my policy there is..." Signed, Dickie. Well, I just want to tell you that, folks, we got a great show for you, and later on in our show, we're expecting some great guests. For instance, says Greer Garson, Rory Calhoun, Perry Como, Henry Fonda, Brigette Barnett, and Sonny Tuft. Anyway, here's tonight's movie. It's called Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Well, Soup hasn't changed much. Still the young, thin, handsome guy I've always been. Say, now we're going to show you the end of the pilot show, or the close we did on that, and in that we thanked everybody in the whole world. Take a look.
Well, folks, that's all. You saw it. That's the end of our star-studded flick for today. You know. Next week we'll have another movie of the same caliber, about 16 millimeters. Okay? Right now it's time to say the magic word, sponsor.
In 1969, we had 3 directors here. Channel 43, there was Henry Briggs, Brooks Bektorski, and Harry Cooperstein. Now, I took all those names and kind of smooshed them all together to come up with Henry Brookerstein. That's Soup's alter ego. Sharon DeLuca helped on the pilot. She since became a successful TV salesperson in Florida. Paul McCauley, who was a cameraman on the pilot show, became a policeman in Akron, Ohio. And Chuck Downey, who was the announcer, writer, technician, and a lot of other stuff, is now technical director and nighttime supervisor here at Channel 43. Dave McGrail, a cameraman, is currently directing the Regis and Kathy Lee show in New York City. And George Collins, who helped write and produce the pilot, is now a pilot. Yeah, and technical director, too, in Florida. Brooks Bektorski, who directed the pilot show and also helped make my super suit, is now station manager at Channel 2 in the San Francisco Bay Area. I don't have time to name everybody who helped, but I certainly want to thank everybody.
This has been a Group 43 production, not in cooperation with United Artists. This is Arthur Adnoid speaking.
Roll up to it, what's up?
Next, we'll take a look at some of Soup's very first comedy bits. But first, these messages. First got started, we covered just about everything in the way of comedy. And some of the very first bits we grouped under the title of Famous Inventors. And here's just one of them. It's called Thomas Edison Host. Hello? Hello? Boy, that bit was old. It wasn't even in color. But here's something in color. Soup's debut on the keyboard. We call this bit The Pianist.
In honor of the fact that the Metropolitan Opera is coming to Cleveland, SuperHost, to honor this great musical aggregation, now brings you a super classical presentation.
Love the camera moves on that bit. You mass-comm majors take note. As I said before, the early bits took on a variety of themes, but one theme that we kept from day one is my editorial comments, which we do periodically. Here's one now from the early 1970s.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present editorial comment with SuperHost, Mad Theater's award-winning editorial director. Now with today's burning issue, here is SuperHost.
Oh, hello. Since the elections are going to be this coming week, Soup thought as a public service, he would bring you a little explanation as to where all those tax dollars that we all pay go to. Soup has solved that, so you will know you will be an informed voter when you go to vote Tuesday. Okay? Here is where your money goes.
You've been listening to editorial comment by SuperHost. If you have a burning issue, send it somewhere.
Well, I guess I haven't changed that much, and neither is politics. I still agree with that. Next, we'll take a look at Soup's views of local TV after these important messages.
And who can forget the popular and, of course, the classical, and enjoy once again the unforgettable. This offer available for a limited time only, so act now.
So you don't forget, send $4.99 per record, $7.99 for 8-track tapes to Marcel Warsaw. $4.99 per record, $7.99 to 8-track tapes to Marcel Warsaw. $4.99 per record, $7.99 8-track tapes to Marcel Warsaw. Act now!
Fortunes to redo their news sets. They were constantly changing them. I guess they felt they'd improve the ratings or something. One of the most outlandish sets was Channel 3's so-called bowling alley set. Well, here's Soup's view of what that set looked like.
And now it's time for the really big news with our award-winning Knees 2. Doug, the host, and the really big news. Wally host and the really big weather. Jim Green host with the really big sports. Good evening. President Nixon today, President Nixon today refused to comply with 2 House Judiciary Committee subpoenas for tapes and papers dealing with Watergate.
I hate to pick on Channel 3 News, but we also did a series of bits on the Action News format. So this is called appropriately Action 43 News.
From TV 43, this is Action News with Mike Landhost and a bunch of other people backing it up with news, weather, and sports.
Hi, Mike Landhost here with Action 43 News. The Ohio General Assembly managed to hammer out another day pay raise for themselves before adjourning for their annual National Salami Month vacation. Just a moment, we have a bulletin here. Oh, yes. Del Donahost has a special live report by Action 43's Teeny Cam. Come in, Del.
Mike, we have a most unbelievable story taking place here at East 14th and Chester. As you can see, our teeny cam is showing King Kong, the monster once thought only to be a Hollywood creation. The beast has done nothing but reap havoc as the people here are fleeing in panic.
Well, Del, we have an update here. A report of 1 injury. Kong is reported to have pulled a blonde-haired woman wearing a Superman suit through a window of a hotel. She suffered only minor injuries, however, a broken camshaft, several cracked insulators, a dislocated bearing, and a swollen big toe. She was treated and released from St. Vincent Charities Garage. That's what it says. Adele?
Yes?
Is that WERD's traffic chopper?
Yes, Mike. Apparently Kong doesn't like the noise it's making.
Yes, obviously.
Mike, we have an unconfirmed report that Kong is headed for our studios.
Oh, no. Really?
Yes, and we'll have an update later. This is Del Donahost reporting with the Action 43 Teeny Cam.
Thank you very much, Del. I think Del's been dipping at the cooking sherry. In other news, Idi Amin, the president of Uganda, declared war on Rhode Island today, accusing that tiny state of trying to overthrow his government. The U.S. and Russia today took a major step in the nuclear arms race. They both agreed to ban the use of the bow and arrow. Detroit has announced there'll be a modest price increase.
Well, I guess I dozed off, too. Well, enough of Channel 3's news. Now let's turn to Channel 5. Years ago, Soup had the pleasure of appearing on The Morning Exchange with Fred Griffith. And a reason for my appearance on Fred's show was that we did a takeoff on their show, which we called The Morning Exchange. And here's part of the interview that Fred did with me on their show.
Good morning. Welcome to Morning Exchange. We got a lot of interesting things this morning. We really do. And, of course, Joel's here. Morning, Joel.
Morning, Fred. Hey, Fred, is there supposed to be someone else in the show with us?
But I just got a phone call from Liz, and she said that she was coming down the shoreway, a small saucer-shaped craft lit right there, and it held her up, and she's going to be a little late this morning. Also on our show, we have Dr. S. Host, the world-famous author, will talk about his new book. But first, we'll have to take this break.
that was marvelous the way you put that together. But there's a lot more, isn't there?
Yes, there is. That went on for about 5 or 6 little segments. We tried to do we followed your format practically identically.
And you picked up on all the things that happened to us around here, caught all the subtle nuances of the morning exchange. Here's another segment. What's this one going to be?
I think this is the one where you have the problem with the telephones, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not sure. We'll have to watch the tape and see.
This is Marty and the morning exchange again.
Now I know what you're looking at.
We promised this is that regular segment of our show where you viewers can phone in and ask Dr. Oz any question that you have in mind. So, if it's all right with you, Doctor, we'll go ahead with our
sure,
first call.
go ahead. Well, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, Fred?
Yes, this morning exchange. Go ahead with your question, please. We're a little pressed for time here.
Hello?
Yes, please, go ahead. Don't listen to your TV set. Just go ahead with your question, please.
That's a lot of laughs around here anyway.
I should say, well,
because that's so typical. People
happens all the time here.
Yeah, they're supposed to turn down the phone the other end, otherwise they get a delay on it, and they can't understand what you're talking about.
It's really amazing, and they can't understand how come they can have time to turn down their TV set and get over and hear their own question played back. It's amazing.
That girl that did that voice in there, it's a real voice like chalk on a blackboard. She's now out in California offending people out there.
Next, one of my most popular bits. Continuing with the country in one of their famous cornfield bits.
Well, if it's not our old buddy from WUAB TV in Cleveland, Marty Sullivan.
Hey, Marty, what brings you to Cornfield County?
Well, I guess I can be honest with you guys.
Sure.
I'm actually an undercover policeman, and I'm trailing a dangerous type criminal.
You're putting us on.
Oh, no. Here's a picture of me on the job.
Let's see.
Hey, well, you're in bed.
Yeah, I told you I was an undercover man. A few years later, Soup returned the favor and had Hee-Haw visit my show. This time I did a bit with a sexy Misty Rowe.
Say, Misty, I was walking over by your house and I saw your new dog run on the yard. Take 2.
You got to go get him in person.
Say, Misty, I was talking...
That's a W. Take 3.
Say, Misty, I was walking over by your house and I saw your new dog out in the yard running round and round in circles. Is there something wrong with him?
Oh, no. He's a watchdog, and he was just out winding himself up for the night.
I see.
Old Soup's not used to working with pretty girls. I couldn't seem to remember my lines for some reason. I don't know why. There is one woman, however, the Soup has no problem with, and we'll meet her right after this.
Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she glides along the woodland by the hills and by the shore. Hey, good looking.
This remarkable recording star makes country music irresistibly resistible for millions of fans everywhere.
In that baby of mine, she wouldn't let me in, so move it on over. Move it on over.
Through special arrangement, we present the album that sold over half a copy in England and is sweeping America.
Wow! Yeah! Oh! Roll Elijah, he never got a kiss. Poor old Elijah, he don't know what he missed. I saw the light,
Here's the magic of Caboose Soup, captured in this exclusive television awful.
On the railroad, ain't gonna work on the farm. Lay around this shack till the mail train comes back and roll in my sweet baby's arms.
One great track. Get it? Train, track, from Caboose Soup. The giant record treasures only $798. 8-track cassette only $998. None sold in any store. Here's how to order.
Send $798 for records, $998 for 8-track or cassette to Caboose, Box Z, Parma, Ohio, 441-2923. Or call toll-free 1-800-BR-549.
TV series called The Bionic Woman, starring Lindsay Wagner. and it was a spin-off of the $6 Million Man. Al Soup thought it would be neat if we did a takeoff on this program, and thus was born the Moronic Woman. She proved to be quite popular and appeared in about 6 different bits. So, for your pleasure and edification, here's a medley of the Moronic Woman's adventures. Also around this time, the late 1970s, there was another science fiction TV show called Battlestar Galactica, starring Lorne Greene, or Ben Cartwright Goes into Space. Well, Soup decided this show could use a little revamping, so I did my own version and called it Battleship Ethnica.
There are those who believe that intelligent life on Earth began out there, far across the universe, with groups of humans who may have been the forefathers of the Egyptians, or the Toltecs, or the Mayans. Some believe that there is no intelligent life on Earth, which we will prove. Juniper, come here, come here. Ha ha ha! I want you to witness my crowning achievement.
And what might that be, Tarbo?
Witness the destruction of the battleship Ethnica.
Ah, this I've got to see.
I think we're under attack.
A brilliant deduction, Tapioca. That's why I'm commander. You're just a technician. Oh, Bridge, give me a damage report, quickly.
Commander, our ship's guns have been knocked out. We're running out of gas fast.
Tapioca, round up Appalling and Star Scent and send out a Viper Patrol. We must find out what's attacking the Ethnica.
Right, Commander.
Bridge, give me our new coordinates.
Star Scent, head 45 degrees, right full rudder.
Roger, Blue Leader.
Star Scent, can you see what is attacking the Ethnica?
Negative, Blue Leader.
Appalling, this is Commander Anemia. Any sign of the enemy?
No, Commander, we're still searching. Wait! I think I see something!
What is it, Appalling?
Oh, no!
Appalling, what is it?
Now I know what's attacking the Ethnica!
For Pete's sake, Appalling, tell me what it is!
All as I can say, Commander, is you better be supplied with fries and shakes.
Oh, no. You don't mean...
That's right, Commander. We're having a large Mac attack!
So this ragtag fleet never did make it to that legendary place known as Cleveland. And they would have fit right in, too.
Coming up, Soup takes a look at the movies.
Those nuggets some hamburger joints offer are actually reprocessed chicken. But at Breezy's, we serve something special.
Excuse me, but what was that?
That's chicken.
Chicken?
That's what I said. We serve only the bestest whole chickens. None of that pieces and parts stuff.
Pieces and parts chicken?
Yeah, you know, that's when they take all the chickens and assemble their various pieces and parts, mash them all together, then cut them up in little bitty pieces they call nougats.
I see. Okay, give me a chicken sandwich to go.
Uh-huh. One chicken sandwich to go.
One chicken sandwich to go.
Okay, here you go.
At Breezy's, you get only whole, tender, meaty chickens. None of that pieces and parts chicken. For Breezy's kind of people.
Yes, there was E.T., Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, and Back to the Future, just to mention a few. Well, not to be outdone, Soup produced his own blockbuster hits. And here is a sample.
Jones. Something about this place I don't like. Gives me the creeps. Let's get out of here.
Now relax, short stuff. I don't know why you're so nervous. We'll be at the temple in a short time. Then you'll be wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. You'll be a rich man.
All right, boss, if you say so. But I still don't like this place.
Hey, Rhodey, I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat.
Yeah, honey. We'll be with you in a minute.
Hit the dirt! We're under attack!
Never fear, Rhodey's here. Take that, you savages. Stop your devils. Okay, everybody, you can get up now. Your attack's all over.
Good, now maybe we can get something to eat.
Boss, you were magnificent. I don't know how you did it.
Well, short stuff, it wasn't easy. Believe me, it wasn't easy.
Now, here's a movie that's still popular today.
Hey,
Professor, what are you up to?
Quiet, buddy. I'm working on a new secret formula.
Secret formula?
Yeah, secret formula for fuel.
Secret formula for fuel? What do you need a secret formula for fuel for?
For my time machine, of course, Dummkopf.
Oh.
Look, buddy, if you promise not to tell anybody, meet me here tomorrow at noon, and I will show you what I'm going to use my new fuel formula for.
Okay, Professor.
Danke.
Tell me, doctor, where are we going this time? Is this the 50s or 1999? All I wanted to do was play my guitar and sing. Take me away, I don't mind, but you better promise me I'll be back in time.
The new fuel I developed will enable me to reach hypersonic speeds. And when we reach Mach 10, the car and myself will enter a time warp.
Sounds neat to me, Professor.
Quiet, buddy. Your help is vital if this experiment is to be a success.
Sure, anything you say, Professor.
Good. Now set the time transfer dials to exactly 40 years into the future. And if all goes well, I shall return here 1 hour after I depart here.
Okay, Professor.
Let's see now. What do you want? You wanted me to put down 40? Let's see now. 4. I guess that's it. Okay, I think that's right.
Okay, you're all set.
Good, buddy. Now stand back as I prepare to make history.
All right, Professor.
Contact. I said 40 years into the future, not 40 years into the past. Mama!
I hope you enjoyed those movie takeoffs. We had a lot of fun doing them. Well, next we'll bring you up to the present. We have a new bit especially done for this show. Stay tuned.
Has this ever happened to you?
All right, here we go, folks. Tonight's a pizza. Mangia, enjoy.
You're about to enjoy your favorite pizza, and the pizza cutter doesn't work. Well, have no fear. The Jinsu pizza cutter has the answer for you.
Hey, Giuseppe, this pizza crust seems to be a little overdone.
It's no problem. I cut them up in a jiff. 1 minute.
Oh, dear, how about a cup of coffee before our meal, then?
Sure.
Okay, you son of a gun little pizzas. Now we cut you up.
The Jinsu pizza cutter comes to the rescue again. Made up of hundreds of tiny steel blades. Gives a perfect cut every time. Great for cutting tree trunks, too. Available at your nearest lumber yard.
Cape Crusader, it's just between you and I. At last I'll have my revenge. Batty Man, prepare to meet your maker.
Hold it right there, jokester. I wouldn't be too hasty. I've got something up my sleeve.
Oh, yeah? What's that? This. Well, I've got something even better.
Oh, yeah? And what's that?
This. I hope you enjoy your swim, Batty Man.
Is this the end of the Cape Crusader? Fear not, loyal followers. Batty Was saved from his fall. However, surgery had to be performed, And now, doctors prepare to remove the bandages.
So, Doc, how's he doing?
I can't say, Commissioner. Nurse, can you give me a hand here with this? Do you mind? Could you give me a hand, please?
Okay, Doctor.
What is it, Doc? Is the patient dead?
No, worse than that. He's horribly disfigured.
So, Doc, does this mean it's the end of the Cape Crusaders' career?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Lead me to that televisionary station.
Well, you saw it here first, folks. A new bit created just for this show. I see we're just about out of time. I hope you enjoyed tonight's program. And Soup hopes to be around for another 20 years so I can do my 40th anniversary special. Oh, and before I forget, I suppose you're wondering why the tails. Well, I just thought it would give the show some class. After all, this is a special. As a matter of fact, Soup plans in the future to have a kinder, gentler, more dignified show, right on down the years. Well, so much for kinder and gentler. I'll see you Saturday for the next 20 years. Gee, boy.
There's no need to fear. Psycho Mike is here.
Well, I'll tell you what. They just don't get any more psycho than Psycho Mike. That boy ain't right.
Oh, yeah, it's the tattooed madman Psycho Mike. And this has been my twisted world of Masters of Mayhem. Part-time crazy, 100% psycho. Thank you very much for joining me. See you on the next episode of Psycho Mike's Twisted World of Masters of Mayhem. So, stay sick, turn blue, scratch glass, climb walls, but most importantly, do it while you can. Don't get caught. And stay fucking crazy. Huh? Hey, this is the tattooed madman Psycho Mike. And if you don't want to get locked in a mental ward with me, you'll click like and hit subscribe now. Rah!
Oh yeah, I want you to stay sick, turn blue, scratch glass, climb walls, but most importantly, do what you can, don't get caught. And stay fucking crazy. No. Son of a bitch.